Rock and roll started with me literally since the womb. My parents went to a Kiss Creatures of the Night concert in Nashville, Tennessee, because that's where I'm from, is Tennessee. And my mom was several months pregnant with me at that show, probably right around 7, 8 months. So I think at that time, I think I read that you do have your auditory senses at that time. I was born in August '83, so you Kiss nerds out there, I'm sure you can figure out. Whoa, they played Nashville in '83. It had to be at this time. Well, I was there. Vinnie Vincent, Eric Carr, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Creatures of the Night. I don't remember any of it. The um, but with that said, my dad collected music stuff, and he was a big collector, football collector. And as I got older, he would work second shift. He would come home, and I don't know if a lot of you ever got the chance to experience or hear, or some of you know what I'm talking about. But stereos back then, they sounded so good. Records sounded really good. I don't know if it was because of the real wood that's in the box and what's created from that. But he would come home, and I remember, I would hear Dio, Whitesnake, Kiss. Those were the ones that really kind of stuck out in my mind. And then I had posters that lined the wall, like your typical '80s bedroom, and I had that. I had a really good childhood for a few years. And MTV, maybe I need to talk about MTV at another time. But there was MTV, the early days of it. I remember seeing the premiere of Whitesnake. And then we had bootleg VHSs. And I had Night Ranger live and Judas Priest live in Memphis. And I remember when Kiss Exposed came out. And I had never got to see Gene Simmons spit blood. You'd see it in magazines. Dad had the Kiss cards, and you'd see the Kiss Live 2 album, which is one of the coolest pictures. And I remember watching him spit blood for the first time. It scared the shit out of me. I almost couldn't watch it, and I was like, man, I gotta get over this because it's Kiss. And I had all the cassettes. I would go and pull out a cassette and listen to it, and it wasn't just all Kiss. I was a big fan of the Trick or Treat movie, which came out by '86, probably pushing early '87 as far as a VHS release. And Eddie and the Cruisers. Those, well, let's say Dawkins too, because you had Dream Warriors, and I think Into the Fire was in the song in one of the movies too. Those bands, I mean, they. I didn't have somebody at school telling me what was cool, or oh, don't listen to that because it's not talented. I had Kiss. I had nobody telling me stuff. My dad liked all of the bands. He didn't say, "Oh, Judas Priest, Kiss." I had Judas Priest, Night Ranger. I had all these VHSs, and I always gravitated to the Kiss Animalized Live. And I went to my first concert when I was 7 years old, in 1990. Hot in the Shade with Danger Danger, Slaughter. Slaughter was cool, and Kiss. And it was weird because you don't know, you're seeing what you wanted to be a part of, or what I wanted to be a part of. You're seeing the girls with the big hair, you're seeing the smiles, you're seeing this high energy vibe that later on was missing in rock and roll as the 90s, as the time clock started in the 90s. And you could see the big difference. But in the 80s, I loved rock and roll, and I wanted to be a part of it. I dreamed about it. I'd get toy guitars for Christmas every year. I'd want cassettes. You know, rock and roll for me was addictive. Since I could crawl, You do the math. That right there is a platinum award for Kiss Animalize. I'm real lucky to have it. But I wore that VHS out. I had two copies. The first one was when I first realized how hard it, how you can't just get on YouTube at the time and pop it up. If you had a VHS, that was what you rewound and watched. And my VHS player ate the tape, and I just panicked. And then my super religious family members had a copy, and they gave me the copy, so I got to watch it. I got to play along with them. Play along with them. Man, rock and roll at that time was the pinnacle. And then, like I said, not only did you have new music and the look, the image, the vibe, and you wanted to feel it even more. You're fiending for it. You want it. You're on that street corner. Oh, when's the next album coming out, man? Right when you're going to put the new album out. Rock and roll is absolutely addictive. And it's nothing that I want to go to rehab for. But later in life, I had to go to rehab emotionally for rock and roll because I had built this illusion as a child of what I wanted to be and how much it meant to me. And it was a hard lesson to learn and understand. And it's not, rock and roll isn't for the weak-hearted, and you can't wear your heart on your sleeve. And it's hard to really understand that because I wanted to be in it and I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted America to still love it. And America let it go. It's okay now, but there was a time. So yeah, rock and roll is absolutely an addiction.